Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, there. Lovely to see your face finally.
Yeah, I'm still missing a Bluetooth connection for this headset. I can hear you, but it's through my computer. So give me just 1 second.
Okay. Take your time. Take your time. Where are you right now?
I am at a nice, quiet little park over near my house. I need to get out and touch some grass.
Like it. It's very zen. It's very peaceful. So I was hearing you earlier, but I cannot hear you now. So while Post is forgetting on his technical issues, I think a lot of people in the beginning were asking, how many prizes do you have? How many prizes do you have? I think really, like, for a hackathon, the true value is not really in the cash prizes. It's more about the connection and the knowledge you get in a very short amount of time. And probably the thing I like the most about hackathons is that I meet a lot of different types of people, which allows me to see things from different perspectives. And it keeps me curious. It keeps my mind sharp. And most importantly, almost always I find several people at hackathons. It could be speakers, it could be other peers hacking stuff away. And in a very short amount of time, I feel very close to them, right? And we stay in touch. And over the years, some of them have gone on to do amazing things. Because I really believe that anyone who is, everyone's busy. Everyone's busy, meaning that you have your job, or you're working somewhere, or you have a life. You have a life. You're doing something, and you have the will to do a hackathon on top of that, right? So anyone who is committed to a hackathon and wants to find teammates and wants to see a hackathon to the end, my hat is off for you, because that is not an easy feat. Although our hackathon, right, to make it sensible, we didn't make it almost 2 weeks for a reason. So you could not only learn a lot. Most hackathons made half day of content. We have 6 days of content, right? We have 6 days of content. Most hackathons, maybe you have 2 days to hack something out. We have almost a week. So this is designed to not only give you more ideas through the content and more knowledge, but gives you time to meet more people and to build a better product. Right? So we're really excited. Let's switch back. Post, how's the connection? Can you say something? I still can't hear you. Maybe we'll just go back if it's okay with you. Yeah, I still can't hear. Yeah, I feel you, man. We can't hear you, but the last couple of days it was a nightmare with the audio. Audio is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. We hear you.
Yeah, I'm muted on the Twitter Spaces. I'm not sure why it's messing me up on Zoom, but okay.
It's okay, but you'll probably have to mute the Twitter Space, otherwise we'll have feedback.
Yeah, I can't hear Twitter Space. Just hear me.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Let's do this number, and then we should be good with that. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. You are definitely worth the wait, Post. And thank you, viewers, for being patient. I promise you this is going to be worth it.
Is the audio okay now?
Yes, it's coming in beautifully.
Perfect.
Super. So yeah, Post, it's a pleasure. It's an honor to have you on board with us for the Bitcoin Olympics Hackathon.
Thanks, guys.
I think it goes without saying that the things you've done for the ordinal space and for Bitcoin in general are inspiring. And I hope everyone learns from your example, because if we have more people like you, we're like, this is going to get, white hot very, very soon. Right. Can you sort of,
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you sort of share with us how you got to where you are today? and maybe also touch on, all the people you helped in the in the Ordinals Discord server, and give us sort of like an overview of all the nodes that were installed, and all that stuff. Like, give us like an overview of what's going on right now in this space.
Sure. Yeah. So it was a pretty quick process getting involved in Ordinals. Like, I really, I've been paying attention to, I like to joke and kind of say, like, Casey was like this dude ranting about number theory on Twitter for a couple of months. And then when I saw the protocol go to mainnet, and it included these inscription envelopes, this sort of like NFT asset class on Bitcoin, I was really just sort of shocked to see it evolve that way. And so rushed over into the GitHub and into the Discord, kind of perused around, figured out like what the game was, what was actually happening. It's in line with a lot of the stuff that I see as like the future for Bitcoin, with like client-side validation and things like this. So I got very excited and just got involved. And one of the first things I think, out of the gate, is that it was a strong motivating force for onboarding nodes, which is really, really important to the health of the network. And so the first thing I wanted to tackle was, all right, how many nodes can we get? Like, how successful can we be at node onboarding? And I think we absolutely shattered any realistic expectations. Like, I remember the first week when we were talking about like the tangible numbers that was running through that Discord, and how successful node onboarding was. Like, people just didn't believe it, and I really don't blame them. Like saying we onboarded 1,000 nodes in a month, like, it's a crazy number.
That is a crazy
it's
number.
wild to think about, but we were very, very successful.
Well, hold on.
I think that one of the big games going forward is maintaining those incentives, right? Like creating valuable ways for these creators who showed this enthusiasm, showed this motivation, and joined the network, kind of helping them out and delivering software to them that's going to help continue to mature that infrastructure is really critical. And I look forward to it. I think we're going to see a lot of success there.
Let me ask you a question. So to put that into perspective, 1,000 nodes in 1 month. Can you give us like a reference point? Like, how many does Ethereum have, or something that, give us a reference point. What does that mean?
There's about 2,000 nodes in total.
What?
So in 1 month, the Ord Meta Protocol, a novel new thing built on top of Bitcoin, added infrastructure that is roughly half the size of the whole of the Ethereum network.
Insane. And Ethereum's been going on for years and years and years, and this is just in 1 month.
Yeah, since 2014.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why do you think there was such like it almost feels like there was like a dam that was like building pressure, and someone just Ordinals like unlocked that dam and it just flooded out? I mean, why was it so fast?
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think a lot of people were sort of immediately impressed, like, oh wait, you can do this on Bitcoin. And I think that that's going to continue to go. I don't think the pressure valve's all the way open yet.
Yeah, all right, there you go. Now we're speaking the same language. Yeah.
Realize, yeah. It's a matter of building out a lot of clever infrastructure, and it's a shipping game. It ships software to sort of manifest all these things. But most of the product categories that we've seen success in other networks, Ethereum, etc., they have analogs, direct analogs that can be accomplished. And I think that we're kind of standing at the genesis point right now, like talking to these developers. By the way, kudos, guys. I mean, 300 enrolled is very impressive for a first hackathon. I am very stoked to see what comes out of all this.
Well, no, we couldn't have done that without the help of the community, with you and the other speakers. And remember, we're talking a few days ago about, hey, should we make it a requirement to have people download the node, right, and install it? And you're like, thumbs up. So yeah, we're going to do that. So today people have to apply for ideas. People aren't going to start building until Monday, Tuesday. So I'm also going to say, hey, by the way, submit your idea, find teams, but at the same time, it's time to start installing your nodes if you haven't done so already. So get ready for that. I'm excited. I'm excited. Thanks for giving us the green light on that. That's going to be super, super fun. I mean, it's going to I think it's also going to up the bar, right? Anyone who will go through that process or who's already gone through that process and they're willing to come together, that mixing of minds, I think, is going to be amazing. But enough about that, because we could definitely talk about that in the Discord. Today, you know, I'm really interested because the exciting thing about what you're doing is that you're like literally on the, you know, it's like at the tip of the wave, right? And even when it crashes and there's like that whitewash, you're still at the tip of that. So I call that the frontier line. So everything behind the frontier line is like, you know, paved roads, you have maps, you know the terrain, but at the frontier line, beyond that is wilderness, right? And only people building or at the very front can see into the wilderness, right? And knows where the opportunities are, right? So tell us, what would you do, or what are you doing with your time, and what do you encourage builders at this hackathon to do with their time? You know, start something today, so to prepare for the next Bitcoin halving, right? What are those like ideas that you think are really valuable that you see people should be building right now?
I love this benchmark of like, what would you like to see before the next Bitcoin happening? It's a good firm timeline, but it's also one where we can see a lot of maturity. I was doing some poking around in the people that had enrolled the hackathon, and of course, you know, like there's a lot of common trends in development. There's a lot of people with like ML backgrounds in there, which I think is great. Like there's a lot of application space for ML. The one thing that I saw crop up on quite a few people's resumes, if we will, like they're sort of like the skill sets or backgrounds that they claimed was IoT. And I think that as we unpack sort of the future of the Bitcoin ecosystem, people with IoT backgrounds are going to be in like a really, really good position to do some great things. The future for Bitcoin really, really boils down to client-side validation and interactivity and coordination between participants. If you have these things, if you have interactivity and coordination, then there's really not any limits to what can be built on Bitcoin. And if you have an IoT background, then you have almost certainly some familiarity with how to do like secure routines and microservices, or you know, how to leverage you know, automation on very lightweight devices, things like this. And I think that will that's going to prove to be really valuable. I would really, really encourage those with IoT backgrounds to sort of like look into that a little bit and think about it. You know, like how much more advanced can the feature set that surrounds Ordinals be if the parties participating in, you know, whatever it is, whatever the contract is or whatever the order type is, if they're interactive and they're able to communicate, you know, in a live fashion, the action space gets pretty huge. So the stuff that I would love to see built would be coordination infrastructure. I think that making it like the simple way to think about it would be like, can we get it to the point quickly where like let's say you know, you won an auction, but you need to like finalize a signature to like claim this auction, right? Can you just, you know, just a notification pops up on your phone and you sign it? Can you advance that to secure routines that will automatically sign transactions that are like approved by participants without having to like go to like custodial multi-sig agreements or you know, expose private keys, stuff like that. And the IoT space is like, that's where all the answers lie, really.
Wow, that's very insightful. That is super. And I mean, can you tell us a little bit about the size of this opportunity? Let's get some builders out there excited so that they make this they make the proof of concept in the next week and a half.
Yeah, I mean, massive. So if you have these secure routines running, and you can intelligently automate these things in ways. So okay, let's break this down, right? So a smart contract in like a global state chain, like an Ethereum or Cosmos or something like that. A smart contract is a set of rules that says like, you know, if these events occur, then like this action can be taken, this state update can be made. Well, if you can eliminate the risks of global state of like having a smart contract that's on a public blockchain that can be like really sometimes very easily exploited. Sometimes it's very difficult to exploit, and because it's difficult, no one sees it coming. If you can make that a client-side routine, if you can make that something that runs on my phone, right? You can eliminate a lot of the ecosystem risk, and you can leverage like very, very simple cryptographic primitives from the base layer, from Bitcoin itself, to do everything, like literally everything that smart contracts do. Like there becomes no real limits. So that the action space is massive.
All right, so
literally it's as big as it gets.
So when you're talking about smart contract space, it's when I think about smart contract, the way I mean, you know, what I'm thinking is it collapses the cost structure of a lot of things by automating things in a trustless way, right? So when you say everything, then it's almost like when I say automation, it's going to not just collapse the cost structure, but make things more convenient. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So
I think it's easy to just say like, oh, we want to add all the features and functionality of smart contracts. We want to do them on Bitcoin. The way that we do this is client-side validation, but we need secure client-side routines that can do this. And in a perfect world, it's something like a cell phone, right? So if you can build the client that's capable of like proving the state, right? Like you would probably want to research SBB clients so you can get an idea of like how that works. We don't necessarily have to go like too deep into that. Maybe we'll touch on it a little bit on Monday when we go a little bit further. But yeah, I mean, you can unlock all of this stuff.
Everything. Yeah, no. Speaking about Monday, can you give us a little teaser? Because everyone, we just got a couple awesome ideas from Poster, and on Monday is going to help the builders who are interested and passionate about building out these ideas. He's going to give you guys a push, and he's going to chaperone you into this amazing new space. Give us a teaser of what's happening on Monday.
I wanted to offer kind of two elements. One that would be like useful to everyone, and it's just very simple, like easy to grok, and will just speed up your development process. And so I was going to start the demonstration by just running through an end-to-end setup and completion of like a set of features using Regtest, like the local Bitcoin testnet, which a lot of people right now are relying on like Signet or Testnet, which I mean it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can act a lot faster and not be reliant on so many other things by using Regtest. So I was going to open things up with a little bit of a demonstration of Regtest.
Nice.
And I personally, I've got this kind of mission going on. I want people to explore the action space that's available in off-chain messages that are like signed by an on-chain actor, which we use. Bit322 is how we do that for Bitcoin. So I wanted to do a demonstration. I don't want to let too much the cat out of the bag, but I wanted to do a demonstration of like what can be done with Bit322 and how to leverage these signatures to do pretty cool stuff. And the space, like if you're able to interpret that and like see the other things that you've done with it, the capacity of an application, the scalability of an application really becomes like as scalable as the web itself, because you're not really relying on a state update in the L1. You're just passing messages around on the internet, and so you can do very big, very scalable things.
Wow, that's exciting. You already got me at walking through a setup, because when I think back to development days, like the most annoying thing is setting things up. Like the coding is the fun part. The setup is always like the hard part. And the
Regtest stuff, if you've got experience in Bitcoin, you probably know Regtest, but I think it'd be good for developers across the board just to see it like in action, how quick, how easy, how fast you can move. You can iterate as fast as you want using Regtest. It's definitely the way to go for development.
Super. All right, so let's we're running up here on time. Can you say a few encouraging words before we jump?
Sure. This is one of the most exciting chapters I think I've had in blockchain since I got exposed to it back in 2012. It's definitely the most exciting as a developer, like since I've been working in any technical capacity. I haven't been as inspired myself, and as sort of like curious about what the potential is, at least on years. Like the last time I can remember something this exciting was like 2017 or so. And there was like a lot of debate about block size and SegWit and all that stuff. And that was such a combatant, like it was such a stressful time. This is a party, you know, like it's a really, really fun time. And I think that we really have only started to crack open the first round. Uh, I can see a very, very clear path to 2 or 3 years of like really, really exciting development opportunities. I think that if people keep their minds open and they stay curious about what can be done, you're going to have sort of daily episodes of having your mind blown. So you have a lot to look forward to.
Well, super. Thank you for the inspirational words. Again, thanks for coming on, and also thank you for generously offering your time, not just to the hackathon, but hey, 2 lucky winners. You're gonna win some one-on-one time with Post here, and get your mind blown. Right? Awesome. Thanks again for coming on, and looking forward to seeing you in the Discord server and in the hackathon and on Monday.
Thanks,
guys. If you guys are interested in this project, again, shout out. Post is coming back out on Monday, and he's going to give a crash course to supercharge you, to launch you, to build this project.
I did have one other thing I wanted to share. I'm going to post it on my Twitter, and then maybe we can post it up here. The CM Druid and Supertest, who, like, you know, pretty popular developers that play around in the Bitcoin ecosystem. They released complete MIT licensed, free to use software that does all the TapScript stuff for creating inscriptions. So if you want your software, whatever it is that you're building, if you wanted to be able to create inscriptions and you wanted to be able to do it in a free and trustless way, this library has literally everything you need.
Wow.
You can just load a file into it, it'll parse it, it'll turn it into what you need. I think it is a killer sort of thing to have in your toolkit.
Yeah, that's a super resource. That's a super resource. We're really looking forward to the Monday session. We're gonna get a lot of great surprises and goodies there. Thank you, Post. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, guys.